Welcome to Taiwanica. If you're looking for a podcast that is fun, deep, and insightful about the cultures in Taiwan and the USA, you're in the right place. This power couple tells real-life stories and cold hard facts while bringing you chill vibes, funny jokes, and special points of view that you can't find anywhere else. Now, your hosts, Anita and Eric. Welcome to Taiwanica. If you're looking for a podcast that is fun, deep, and insightful about the cultures in Taiwan and the USA, you're in the right place. This power couple tells real-life stories and cold hard facts while bringing you chill vibes, funny jokes, and special points of view that you can't find anywhere else. Now, your hosts, Anita and Eric.
This is episode 26, talking about an interview with an Englishman. Welcome to Taiwanica. What's up, guys? My name is Eric, and I am one of the hosts on Taiwanica, also a teacher on Amazing Talker. And today, we have a very special guest with us. But before that, of course, I also need to introduce someone else that is also kind of important, Anita. Hi.
You're lucky you're sitting here. Hi, everybody. I'm Anita. I'm another host on Taiwanica, and I'm also the Amazing Talker on Amazing Talker.
That's
How
nice.
are you guys today?
Okay, thank you so much, Anita, for talking. Okay, so it was amazing. All right, and so now, without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest, Laurence, who is from England. Hi, Laurence.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Oh, doing great. Thank you so much for joining us today. Laurence, can you give our listeners a little bit of background of yourself?
Yeah, indeed. So I am indeed from England, and I was in Taiwan between 2017 and 2021, and I taught English to elementary and junior high school kids in a Bushiban grammar school. Lived for a year in Taichung, and then lived for another 3 and a bit years in Tainan. Met you guys.
Oh.
I remember, which was a defining moment in my life, I feel.
Oh.
Stop.
More.
And I remember, first meeting, I remember meeting you in Kenting, Anita, and then Eric, I remember meeting you in Taichung. I think we went to Tiger Sports and played darts and pool, didn't we? And I destroyed your pool, but then we lost the darts.
Yeah, it was just right after I got my tattoo, and you two were drinking, and I was totally in the zone. And I got a bullseye at the very end and won. That was great.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you managed that.
I'm not really sure either. It's sheer luck, my friend. Sheer luck. Yeah. But yeah, anywho, thank you so much for joining us today. Our fans are going to be very interested in your point of view as a foreigner who lived for quite a long time in Taiwan, especially someone from the UK. So your knowledge and experience is very valuable. Thank you so much for joining us.
No worries.
All right. Well then, Anita, can you take it off with the first question today?
Oh, of course. So my first question for today is, Laurence, what do you think is a crazy superstition that Taiwan has? Has to be crazy.
Has to be crazy. I mean, Ghost Month is fairly off the scale. In terms of, I'm assuming most people listening will know what it is. Most of your audience are Taiwanese, right? So just the whole taboos around Ghost Month, things you can't do. You can't go swimming. You can't buy a car. You can't, I did do some research on the internet. You can't buy any puppets, sculptures, or dolls, which is something I love to do generally. I've got many sculptures and puppets at home. And you can't say ghost outside, can you? You can't walk around and shout out Gui.
Yeah, that's
so. What?
You cannot say that. You can walk around and shout out Gui.
It's like Pokemon, Mom. You know?
But that's so cute, though. Like, you cannot cut your hair. You cannot get a haircut.
Really?
You cannot, you cannot clip your nails during the midnight, things like that.
Also, I heard that you can't get married. We were thinking about getting married around that time, and her father was like, "No way, that's Ghost Month. Are you kidding me? Wait." I was just like, okay, all right, dude, relax. Just trying to get married here. That's all.
So when you're in Taiwan, are you following this, like the superstitions?
Did you believe it?
No, not at all. I mean, I respected it. I mean, I respect what other people are doing, of course. Did I follow
Absolutely,
it? No, I'm sure I made a lot of mistakes without meaning.
Buying puppets, buying cars.
Basically, the purchase of dolls, puppets, and sculptures.
Going swimming with puppets on your hands. All right, got it. Good to know. Yeah. That's great. All right. Well, that's a really good one. That's a good superstition because it's very unique to Taiwan because you also call Taiwan Gui Dao, right? So.
Well, that's another meaning. But, basically it's like in our culture, we're just afraid of ghosts, but we love ghosts. It's kind of like
love-hate relationship.
Yeah. So especially during the ghost months, we have a lot of things that you cannot do, but also at the same time, you're kind of like celebrating it. So it's a super.
So what does Gui Dao mean?
Okay, Gui Dao means like in Taiwan, it's a small island, but there are lots of incredible and unbelievable things that happen.
So it has nothing to do with ghosts?
No, it's just like 什么鬼, in Chinese, we have expression.
Like what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell? So that's Gui. It's the same Gui from what the hell.
So it's actually...
Yeah, 搞什么鬼? Exactly. You guys' Chinese is pretty good. Also quite old. We don't say that right now. 搞什么鬼? Only my mom can say that.
I love it.
Really? Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
You're old school, bro. You're old school. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's dive into that. So, Laurence, what are the top 3 places that you would recommend any foreigner to visit in Taiwan?
So, number 1, Hefanshan, which is a mountain range. It's a mountain range to the west of Hualien, although you can only get there from Taichung, which is kind of frustrating. By public transport. So Hefanshan will be number 1. Yeah, because it's super high up, but you don't need a permit to get to do some of the hikes, or to do most of the hikes. So I went there at the end of 2019, and it was pretty cold. I mean, it is 3,000. Yeah, it was cold, but it was cool. It was amazing.
That's great.
3,000 meters up in the air. Of sea level. So I'd recommend there because it's somewhere where I think not many people would go unless they knew about it. Like I said, you don't need permits like Jade Mountain or Snow Mountain.
That's interesting. I've never actually heard of this place, so I really want to go. Have we been there before?
This guy, he never remembers everything or anywhere I took him to.
So we've been there.
Very, very close. And we're almost going to take the bus to see the sunrise. But someone called it off because the weather is going to be bad. And you just like, let's not do it.
And it turned out to be great weather.
But
I predict the weather in Taiwan.
I really want to go now. Yeah.
I told you it was incredible, but you're just, the weather is not good. Let's not go do that.
Yeah, well, I was pretty lazy back then. I was eating McDonald's every day.
But that place is really good. But I think most people don't go there because there's, unless you have a car or a scooter, otherwise it's very hard to get there, right? So how did you get there?
You just did public.
Yeah, I planned it in advance. I even booked the buses. Or I got one of the members of staff at my school to help me book the buses, which was a bus to Puli, and then a bus from there to Qingjing, the farm. Qingjing?
Yeah.
I don't know the tone, sorry. Qingjing, thank you. And then a bus to Hefanshan. So it's pretty tricky, and you got to obviously kind of tally up the bus times, otherwise you're going to wait for a long time.
Talk about dedication.
Yeah.
You made it. Yeah.
That was by far the hardest journey. Yeah, but it was, once you're up there, it's all right. You've got to accustom yourself to which is much thinner. But it was good fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Second place I'd say would be Taidong, just because it kind of feels relatively untouched compared to like the west coast of Taiwan.
Yeah,
and it's a good point to go to different places like Green Island. You can go north and see some really cool things on the coast. San Shentai as well. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, San Shentai.
Where is that?
That's like mini bridges.
Oh, that place.
Yeah, that's called San Shentai.
Oh, you're really good at remembering the places' names.
This guy, just like...
I remember they're shiny.
I planned every trip, like every detail of wonderful trips. You never remember.
I remember them. I just don't remember their names. That's all.
Second place.
You focused on having a nice time with Anita, right? It wasn't the place
Thank you.
were with.
Yes. Don't eye roll. Just because eye roll. Okay.
People cannot see me.
Oh my god. All right. So so that place is absolutely wonderful.
So beautiful.
If Anita and I were saying that if we were ever to buy a house in Taiwan, we would buy a house in Taitung.
Really nice.
Yeah. Come join us, Laurence. Okay.
I could be your didnt pao.
Do you know that expression?
I don't know what that is. Oh, your third wheel.
Yes.
Your third wheel. Yeah.
One of the reasons is a light bulb.
I don't know. I get it.
Yeah, I don't know why is it a light bulb. Anyway, that could be another podcast episode discussing that.
Yeah, we can discuss that.
It's a three-wheel car, isn't it?
So,
I guess.
I mean, cars have 4 wheels.
So they're pairs.
This is true.
But if it's third, if
I mean, Thailand has three-wheel cars.
that's why they are driving crazy. That's what happened in a relationship. If you have like third person in the relationship, it's going to be crazy.
All right, I'm just saying. You're being such a third wheel right now.
Yeah, just keep out of it, Anita.
Keep out of it. God, what are you doing?
You guys.
So, third place. What was it?
Third place was Xiaoliuqiu, which is just an island just off Kaohsiung. Yeah. So yeah, you can kind of scoot around it in a couple of hours or an hour or whatever. What? Sorry?
Oh, I said not Ping Dong, right?
Yes, specifically off Kaohsiung, not Pingdong, Anita. It's closer to Kaohsiung than Pingdong. And you can do some snorkeling with sea turtles, which I did, which was awesome.
Yes.
Snorkeling.
Snorkeling is amazing. It was actually Anita's first time to do that when we went to Xiaoliuqiu together.
That's not true.
It's not the first time.
Do you even know me? I don't. What is this?
I just thought because you can't swim, maybe it was your first time.
Snorkeling. You don't need to swim to do the snorkeling.
Yeah, people pull you. Yeah.
That's right. Why do you need swimming skills to do that?
Okay. All right.
No, my first time. It's actually your first time going to Xiaoliuqiu.
It was my first time.
Yeah.
And my only time.
So far. Nobody asking about your experience. Okay. We have our guests here.
My pain. It's not important. Okay.
So why Xiaoliuqiu? You say snorkeling and other things, fun things that you can do on Xiaoliuqiu.
Ooh, what else did we do on Xiaoliuqiu? I just remember the snorkeling, to be honest. But it's just a really beautiful place, and it's quite accessible from the mainland. Yeah, you can get a scooter and just ride around.
So easy.
Yeah, laid back people. Yeah. I think I remember watching literally about 98% of the drivers on Xiaoliuqiu did not wear helmets.
Not wear helmets.
For better or worse, you know. But yeah.
Not really far away from their hospital. I mean, the island's so small. Oh no, there's an accident. Let me carry you 2 feet, and there you go. You're in the hospital.
Like, you remember when we booked a tour when we were there that we are going to do like snorkeling or something. And we start drinking because we waited too long. Then we start drinking. And when we are about to join the tour, they say, we have to ride our scooter there, which at that point we didn't know we need to ride a scooter.
Yeah.
But we already, drink some beer or something. And then we told them, say, we cannot ride scooter because we already drink that. Drunk. Yeah. And they give us a look like, what are you talking about?
Who cares? Who cares?
Okay.
Let's go. Hurry up.
Hurry up, everyone.
Everyone's waiting for you. All right. Let's not get too sidetracked on that one. We're definitely not being responsible speakers right now by saying that. But
we didn't join the tour.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We are being responsible.
We were being responsible. We were very responsible.
The moral of the story is that you are responsible people.
Absolutely.
Everyone should be your friend.
Yes. But there was something else I wanted to ask. Oh, wait, there's a very famous cave in Xiaoliuqiu called Devil's Cave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go there?
Yes. Yeah. I have been twice. I think I went the first time, and I definitely went the second time. I remember the second time, I think it chucked it down. So we took did it chuck it down? I feel like it chucked it down, or it was just super hot. One or the other. So we took refuge on the Devil's Cave, and got some refreshments. Yeah, you can get drinks.
She is terrified of that place. She will not. She does not want to go in.
You know, when I was a kid, my first time I went to Xiaoliuqiu when I was elementary school. So at that time, I didn't know I have a claustrophobia. So you know, there was a tour. Everybody go there. So let's go. And there was like a cave thing. So you just have to go through there. And I almost died inside.
You almost died inside.
Because it's like, they were just so tiny and narrow inside. So that's how I remember that thing.
Wow. That's why. Because of claustrophobia, not because there's a devil inside.
There's not a devil inside. Like before, they called it the devil cave. Yeah. It's just direct translate from Chinese. Ugui is like, you know, in the Aboriginal people who lives in the island, they used to be like tiny, and their skin tone is usually very tanned. So, you know, from distance, you just see like there's some like tiny little ghosts there and like tanned skin, things like that. And they usually go through that tunnel to somewhere else, you know. So they say
they use that as a pathway.
Yeah. So that's why they call Ugui. It's not really the ghost.
It's the Aboriginal people. Oh, wow. So now we know another term for Aboriginal people. That's probably not a good term to use these days, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Very fascinating. Okay. Off to the third question. Laurence, what is the most surprising, delicious food, besides, of course, stinky tofu, that you have had in Taiwan? I'm sorry. I just thought about stinky tofu. I got a little sick there.
You're telling me you haven't been making stinky tofu every day in Oregon?
I'm so sorry, but no, I'm sorry to disappoint you. I'd rather eat dirt. I'd rather eat dirt.
Yeah, push that in my family.
Shame. Your family doesn't even make stinky tofu.
My father loves stinky tofu.
He loves it, but he doesn't make it.
We used to sell stinky tofu.
Wow. No wonder why.
That's another story. I'm sorry.
No wonder why you're all stinky.
Sure.
Yeah, you have so many ideas for podcast episodes. You can do an episode on the time, or, you know, when your family made chodofu. And then
there you go.
I think there's another one earlier as well. To answer your question, gua bao, which is the little Taiwanese hamburger thingamabob. Yeah.
So just so I remember, they have like white bread. Was that right, Laurence? It's like with white bread.
It's with bao, isn't it? It's with the white. What's bao? How would you describe bao? Kind of fluffy. I don't know. I'm looking for words here. Yeah, that's the one. But we can get them here, like versions of them in England. But gua bao has like pork, like pickled, like vegetables, coriander. Sorry, what's American version of coriander? Cilantro.
Cilantro.
Cilantro, and then like peanut, like ground peanuts, which makes it super sweet. It's pretty yummy, right?
Yeah, it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
It's really good.
That's a good one.
And usually the price is not that expensive, right? Like 20, 30 times.
Very cheap.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Yeah. There's one place in Tainan. There's one place in Tainan that sold them till like late at night near the university, which is really cool. Idian gua bao. That was cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. They served it with egg as well. You have an egg inside. Cool.
Awesome.
So, was that your first time having it?
No, I don't know when I had it first. But yeah. But I think because I'm vegetarian now, I think what would you replace the pork by? How would you alter it to feed hungry vegetarians or vegans?
Tempeh.
Or tofu.
Sorry?
Like stiff tofu or tempeh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
They give me I have another question for you guys.
What's
what
up?
Are you guys' very first food that you guys tried when you first arrived in Taiwan?
Ooh, good question. I can answer that immediately. That's so when I first arrived in Taiwan, we took my Finnish friend Aro. Well, it was like my tour guide, and he took me from Taoyuan Airport to Taipei. And he's like, let's just find a place where we can get Taiwan beer. And I was like, okay, sure, why not? And so we went to just a really small place to eat food. And he got us a couple of is it the gold? It's not, I think it's gold medal, like gold medal. Jin Pai, yeah. Taiwanese beers. And then I had no idea what the menu said. It was entirely in Chinese, and I didn't speak Chinese at the time. And so he asked me, what do you want to eat? I was just like, just give me some food, man. I don't know what to eat. So he starts talking him off in Chinese, and I'm just like, okay,
Cool.
good. I like this idea. And then 10 minutes later, I'm like looking around and seeing everybody like eating these like fried food. I'm like, okay, it looks like we're gonna have some fried food or something like that. Everyone's like super happy. All of a sudden, the lady's coming out with this giant plate, and she puts it onto the table, and it's a completely fried crab, like completely fried. Like she just literally took a live crab and put it into the fryer. And she's like, all right, here you go. And then I was like, oh my God. And I was like, what is this? And so,
was it good?
Oh, it was delicious. It was absolutely delicious. But it was spicy. It was flavorful. It was amazing. But my body did not like it. My body did not like it. It tasted great, but my body did not like it. But yeah, that was my very first food in Taiwan.
That's incredible. And Taiwan beer.
And Taiwan beer together at the same time. What about you, Laurence?
What about you, Laurence?
The first time I came to Taiwan or went to Taiwan was when I was traveling around Asia. So I initially went to Singapore, then I came to Taiwan, and I ate something dodgy in Singapore. And therefore in Taipei, I was stuck in the hostel for like a few days. I just couldn't do anything. I was just in the hostel bed. Yeah, I couldn't eat anything. Yeah. I managed to brave a KFC because I didn't know what to get, and there was a KFC down the road. I was in like Shilin market area, and then once I think I braved a couple of KFCs because I knew what it was. I knew it was going to be cooked to hell, and therefore it was going to be safe to eat. And so that was my experience the first 4 or 5 days in there. But then I'm sure I went to the market, Shilin market, and probably tried nothing I can remember. But yeah.
So just a quick side question. Is that why you lived near a KFC in Tainan?
All the time?
Because you were just like, just as a safe measure of your food?
Just in case you got food poison.
That was merely coincidental.
Sure. Absolutely. Wink. Yes, got it.
When you search for a new rental place, you know, you can set up the
KFC near me.
The house have need to be.
Yeah. The KFC was literally like, I mean, from exiting the flat, I would say it would be like 20 seconds.
Yeah, literally 20 seconds. Like, it was amazing how close it was.
Yeah.
All right. Let's not stray away too far. It's your turn, Anita.
Alrighty then. We finished the food question. Next question for you, Laurence, is: as an Englishman, what was one thing that just don't satisfy you in Taiwan that you could find in England?
Firstly, I would like to congratulate you on your pronunciation of Englishman, Englishman, as Eric did at the start. So well done for that.
Such an English man.
I made this one short and sweet then. Indian curry, or like, Indian, Pakistani, Nepalese, because we got all different types in England, the UK. So yeah, that's what I'd go for. There's not, I mean, there's a few restaurants in Taiwan, but it's not as authentic. I mean, maybe our curry is not authentic as well, but authentic to what I know, I guess. So.
Very interesting. Well, I guess that makes sense, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Can I say something? I don't know if I'm right or not.
No, you can't.
I'm not going to say anything.
Sorry.
There's a lot of Indian people in England, right? Like the population there is quite.
Yeah. There's there's a big influx of people from India, and I think like from the 50s. My history is not on that; it's not great, but certainly. I mean, there's a lot of areas, a lot of places you can go to get big cities, but also like small areas of like London, for example. You can go and get really good curry. Yeah,
that's great. Yeah. That's great.
So next time you come over, I will take you to a restaurant.
Yay! We are definitely going to come to England to see you.
I want to go. Never been to England.
You'll love it. All right. Well, then hopping over to the next question here, Laurence, what was one useful skill that you learned while living in Taiwan that you would not have learned in your home country? For example, like drying your clothes outside in the sun.
Drying your clothes outside in the sun. Is that not like something every like someone from every country does?
Americans once upon a time did it, but that was like 50 years ago. We have this thing called a dryer now.
Dryer will destroy your clothes.
Dryers are convenient.
Dryers are convenient, but yes, Anita is correct. They will destroy your clothes, and they're not good for the environment.
That's
using
true.
a lot of this energy that is becoming more and more expensive.
That's
so
true.
shame on you.
Are.
If you wanted convenience, why are you not in Taiwan? Eric, if you wanted convenience, why are you not in Taiwan right now? That was your your first podcast.
Well, I mean, that's true. But I mean,
why don't we have dryers in Taiwan?
No. They're saying, what if you love convenience, why are you not in Taiwan? I said, that's a good question. That question should be asked to you. Why are we not in Taiwan?
Because someone doesn't like.
Someone, meaning you, does not like.
Say that. I did not say that.
Does not like what?
No. We are travelers. We love to experience.
Are you ready to eat
kind of
turkey testicles?
What the hell is that?
Inside joke.
Oh
okay.
my God, that's so
if you want to know what that's from, what is that show from?
Please don't.
What's the show called?
The Late Night Show.
The Late Night Show.
By James Gordon.
You can watch it to understand what that meant. Turkey testicles.
Oh my God.
Okay. Anyways, Laurence is just sitting here nodding his head.
Yeah, I was like, letting those two people finish talking.
Okay.
I'm definitely at the end of the power right now.
I haven't answered the question yet.
Okay.
You're like the worst host ever.
I love you too. I love you too. Okay. Laurence, what is your answer to that question?
What was the question? No, I do remember. Driving a scooter. Would be my answer. Because certainly wouldn't have driving a motorbike or scooter. Yeah, I wouldn't have learned to do that in the UK. Just because, they're not as cheap here, and it's much colder generally.
Makes sense.
So that would be it.
Do people ride scooters in England?
They ride motorbikes. You get some people that want to ride really fast on motorbikes. They've got like proper 500cc plus motorbikes, I guess. And they're kitted out in all of their gear because I guess they're going super, super, super fast and it's cold. So whereas the scooters the scooter I had was only 150cc, so it wasn't a proper motorbike as such, was it? But that was I didn't have an accident, which was nice. I'm sure I definitely could have done. Sorry to mention that for you guys, because I know you guys did, so it's a silly thing to say on my part. But you're shaking your head.
All right, we're gonna just pretend.
I wanted to remind you of that.
Yeah, we're all fine. Everyone's fine here. I'm smiling.
Everyone is all right. Yeah, everyone lived to tell the tale.
We do live to tell the tale.
Yes.
All right. So let's go on into the next question here. Let's see here. You go ahead. It's your turn.
It's my turn. Alrighty then. All right. Next question is, if there was one thing you wish Taiwanese people could be better at doing, would it be?
Good one.
That's great. I tend to find like young Taiwanese people are very frustrated with, or can be frustrated with their parents' generation. Like there's a lot of pressure that they feel to be a certain way, or have a certain, study a certain popular area at school, and basically education, which is, of course is really important, but perhaps some people want to go and do something different, something more hands-on, or whatever it might be, closer to their interests. So, just instead of, I guess, the pressure they feel to I don't know, become a doctor or study accountancy. I know those are examples often given.
So what would that's very, very common. Like in Taiwan, like we need to listen to what our parents tell us to do. If you don't do that, you consider as you're not a good kid, things like that. So just like you say, we're under a lot of pressure from our parents. So sometimes we choose, a lot of students, they choose the subject or major, just like you say, it's the things they don't like, but their parents say, oh, this will have a wonderful future, so you should do that. And they're not happy. I think that's what you're trying to say here. And
no, you said it much better than I did. Yeah.
Oh, come on. And
this is much better without Eric. Like, we could just carry on without Eric in this. I know he just wanted off.
That's right? You don't have to. Yeah. But, there are some younger generations. They are kind of like, changing. They insist to do the things they wanted to do. And some kids, they are still like kind of in this kind of stage. They wanted to make a difference of their life, but still they are under a lot of pressure from their parents. For this kind of group of students or kids, what would be the suggestion that you would give them?
Wow. I mean,
don't listen to your parents.
Don't listen. Yeah. I mean, follow your dreams, like whatever they might be. I mean, that's more difficult to do than say. But if you have an interest or passion, then don't give it up. Just keep at it. And if you can find a career doing it, or even just a passion project, then that's worthwhile, I think. Yeah, but it's hard because parents think they know best sometimes, and sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. So,
that's true. There. Like the relationship with our parents, I mean, like as a Taiwanese, it's always tricky. And then, it's very difficult. Like there are a lot of things involved, right?
You're getting a little emotional here.
That was
I didn't get enough cuddles.
I don't know what cuddle was. It's a really good point of view. I think it's like biggest issue in like 80% of the families in Taiwan. Like, kids will try to make some different life choices, but they always have to go through like this kind of like, fights with their parents and things like that. And most of the time, I think kids will feel like they're doing something wrong just because they're not doing what their parents told them. So I think that's also a very good suggestion from Laurence, who's like, if you find something, then just keep doing it. Don't give it up. Good suggestion.
I always found Taiwanese people very ambitious. A lot of opportunities in Taiwan to like open your own store or to try your own profession. I mean, there's always going to be like, you could be a doctor and then you'll be respected by all of Taiwan, or you could be an engineer and make a lot of money on that. But basically, if you don't follow these two career paths, your parents won't necessarily find you to be quote unquote successful. And so, but even though this is the fact, there's still a lot of people out there that, open stands at night markets or start their own barber shop or have their own cafe. It's just the idea that, people are kind of like being pushed to be this kind of like way status quo by their parents, but a lot of them will rebel and do these different unique things. And it makes Taiwan's like younger generation very special, I think. And so, Taiwan's way of expressing themselves is quite magical in my personal opinion. Okay, so just to dive into our final question here, Laurence, if you were given just 24 hours to go to Taiwan right now and could only do 3 things during that time, what would be the 3 things you would do?
So I would definitely go to Lanyu because I've never been there. So I would focus on somewhere I've never been, and that would be, obviously that's to the southeast of Taiwan, and an island. So I would take a plane there because it would be the quickest route, quickest method. And I would probably rent a scooter and just have a scooter around. And I would also definitely buy a dodolu because it's probably going to be great. I need some refreshment. And that's, in my opinion, the best refreshment possible.
Oh my God.
The dodolu.
That's so gross.
What is a dodolu, guys? Oh, it's amazing.
I think it's called yogurt in English.
Yeah, yogurt. That's called dodo.
Yakult.
The kind of Yakult?
Yakult. Is it yogurt?
We call it Yakult. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I call it. Yeah.
Basically, there's like a set of 8, right? And then there's this very small straw. You can literally just keep the set of 8 together, pop one with the straw, and then when you're done with it, pop the next one, pop the next one, pop the next one. Like
you just pump each one of them with one straw, and you just keep going.
Yeah, that's what I just said. But you're pretty. you're really pretty. Okay.
You're describing Yakult, right? Not Yakul green tea, which is a dodolu, by the way, which I'm sure most people listening will know. But it is amazing. It's just the best. I mean, it sounds horrible, but it is so refreshing on a hot, sweaty day.
Sure. It's just a mixture of confusing flavors. And you're right. It is refreshing.
No, you don't know what you're talking about, foreigner.
You can get a passion fruit dor, a yakul with passion fruit, which is, or even I'm sure lemon as well, which is kind of, I know what you mean, sour. When it's just with green tea, it's just nothing will beat it, in my opinion.
Nothing will beat it. You hear that? Quote for Laurence: "Nothing will beat it." All right.
I should be the branding behind the dodolu. Maybe I should be in the UK.
You should be sponsored by them. Oh my God, you'd be making tons of money right now.
Imported to England.
Yeah, dodolu. Nothing can beat it. Dodolu.
Awesome.
Not yakul on the road, Eric. We're not pouring yakul all over the road.
No. You're on Lanyu, and then you are drinking dodolu and riding a scooter, living the dream, and then
basically, I don't know. Can you do snorkeling there? I mean, this is just one thing in itself, or maybe So I would do some snorkeling if it's possible, or just go and explore some of the culture. You know, there's some Aboriginals on Lanyu who still live on Lanyu, so as much as possible to explore, and then I'd probably come back to the mainland and have a wild night out in Kending.
Ooh, nice party time
with my friends Eric, Anita, and company.
Oh,
yay, company!
Ooh, we know how to party.
We do. I know how to do things awkwardly.
I don't.
Do it like an American.
Never go on party with Eric. He will embarrass you.
Or if you like embarrassing parties, always go out with Eric.
The whole party life.
Everyone loves it. All right.
Anyways, this is a really good trip.
It is a good trip.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. Actually, can we join you on that trip?
He just mentioned.
Absolutely, yeah. You can join me. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really say 3 things, but maybe 4.
No, I think you did. Lanyu, dodolu, ding dong. Dodolu is that important that it becomes one extra thing. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, you got it.
Laurence's face is very serious.
It's very interesting because not many people, most of the foreigners that when they come to Taiwan, they will drink that bubble tea, everywhere. But dodolu is very specific. Only like if you really know Taiwan very, very well, you will say dodolu because a lot of people don't even willing to try by just hearing the name. So based on we can tell like Laurence is very have traveled around Taiwan.
He's very experienced.
He's
seasoned, like salt.
My very first, I have one final question for Laurence to answer, which is, what is a question that you know Taiwan very well, but what is the one question about Taiwan that you still have yet to answer?
Ooh, what a good question.
That's a good question. My answer would be, why is vegetarianism or veganism not a bigger thing in Taiwan? I find that even younger people are very confused by the idea when I suggest it. Because I tried to go vegetarian for a bit in Taiwan, and I was like, yeah, I'm going vegetarian. They're like, why? So they're very confused. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, like in the US, I'm sure it's becoming more and more common for people to embrace. Different eating habits.
In Oregon, we have like 6 different diets.
I think the very important. I was thinking how to answer the question. I think the biggest issue is in Chinese we only have one term for the people who don't eat meat. Basically, just 吃素. So we don't really separate, vegetarian, vegan, or any different types of diet. Basically, we separate our diet with one type. First type is eating meat. You're eating everything. The second type is you don't eat meat. If you don't eat meat, you are vegetarian or vegan or whatever. because like I say, in Chinese, we only have one term and one term only, which is 吃素. You know, and
that's super confusing,
yes, they are more
though, right? Because it's very confusing if you're a vegan, for example, and you go to a restaurant and you say, is this vegetarian? Like, is this vegan? You can only ask just, I don't know what you can ask, like, can I eat this? Like, because, and they might think you can have vegetables is fine, but they might put like meat floss on top of it. And then you're like, well, you know, or they might put like something that they, probably a bad example, but something with like meat or like something that vegetarians can eat, for example, that vegans can't. So I guess dairy products, for example.
Like dairy,
exactly.
So it's super confusing.
I think it's time to coin a new word in Chinese for this. 我是 vegan.
What is vegan?
Vegan. No?
What are the characters? I liked it.
Vegan.
What are the characters?
Oh.
It just sound like pagan.
Yeah, exactly.
Like pagan.
But instead of pagan, it would be vegan. Or vegan.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, we can think of the characters. Yeah. We can call it vegan didnt.
Vegan didnt.
Vegan didnt.
It'll be a business for us to create.
Taiwanica vegan.
Yeah, I think, you know, to answer your question, it's like the most like safest ways when you go to any kind of restaurant, even though they say they are like, you know, vegetarian or vegan, whatever you want to call it, just ask what's inside of your dish. That will be like the fastest way. Like, does it has like cheese in it, or, you know, any kind of like dairy products inside of your meal?
Yeah. It's really hard to find a place that literally just focuses on that. But there are some places. There are some more and more, but they're not advertising it. You know, they're just a restaurant name and stuff like that. You know, so, but anyways, well, Laurence, it was really great to chat with you today. It was a fantastic podcast episode. Do you have any final comments that you'd like to mention before we finish?
No, just to suggest to everyone, remember, Dodoru is the most magical thing in Taiwan. In Taiwan.
I'm sure.
Just thank you for inviting me onto your podcast.
Oh, no, yeah, it's been a great pleasure to have you. And so thank you so much for representing your country today by telling us a lot of stuff about UK.
Not sure I did that especially well, but no worries.
Oh, that's great. No, thank you so much. And so, yes, at the end of this episode, that was Laurence, everybody, for someone who has been in the Taiwan and lived in the UK. And we really hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did enjoy this episode, please make sure to give us a 5-star and subscribe to Taiwanica podcast on Apple Podcast or Spotify. Also, if you want to support Anita and Eric, their adventure with making this podcast, make sure to go to buymeacoffee.com/Taiwanica to buy us coffee so that we have more energy to be able to do more podcasts. All right. Thank you again, Laurence.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks so much for tuning in to Taiwanica. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks so much for tuning in to Taiwanica. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode.